television version of Strategies for Living. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. I'm delighted that you've tuned in, joined with me today here on Strategies. Strategies for Living, well, we're all about helping us live healthier, happier, more peaceful lives in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, in our relationships here in the 21st century. And we do that by engaging in important conversations with folks we like to call life strategists each and every time that we do Strategies for Living. And we have a relationship life strategist today, Elizabeth Casaberry. Welcome to Strategies for Living. Thank you, for being our life strategist. Now you go by Libby.
I do.
The title on the book, and I'm so proud for you and Bonnie Dubin and Ann Harris, your co-authors, this beautiful book, A Team of Two, the biblical ABCs of staying together. Wow, I'm so proud for y'all.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming and being part of Strategies for Living.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting us.
Now, Libby, this book was created out of a Bible study, actually, that you and Bonnie and Ann and a couple of other ladies were a part of for several years, right?
That's correct.
How did, tell us a little bit about that.
It was Bonnie's baby, so to speak. She has always wanted to write a book. And
I've known Bonnie for many years, and I've heard that from her for many years.
In fact, she and I go back a long time. We've known each other for many, many years. And she and I at one time started talking about writing a different kind of book, but we never really got it going.
Right.
But this was done, mainly we started it out thinking Bonnie's two children were getting married, and she wanted us to do something to give to them as a wedding gift. And this has been a 2-year process, though.
Wow.
Her children have both been married almost 2 years.
Yeah, 2012.
So
both of our children called and said, "Mom, we're
waiting
getting hitched."
on our book.
Yeah, get the book done, Mom.
But each of us have children and wanted to give a book to our children about the importance of staying together. And we selected some words. We used the ABCs and began with a bunch of words, a whole lot of different words from each letter.
So the book works its way through the alphabet, if you will.
Correct.
And each page has a word that you guys felt spoke to each one of you about marriage.
That's correct.
The definition of that word, a scripture verse that contains the word.
Yes.
A phrase from a song. I like that.
I'm the music person.
You're the music person.
I added the music. I just think music is a big part of life. So.
A short paragraph or two written by one of you,
Correct.
and then a section for readers to write notes to themselves and whatever. And then you had to put in the letter X for a little extra, right?
Correct. And we added 4 words that do not begin with X, but we use them as extra
But
words.
they were extra words.
Because they were still important to us, or we thought they were very important. So.
Bonnie's husband, I've known Bonnie and Stuart for years. And Stuart told me, gosh, maybe a year and a half ago, that you and Bonnie were involved in this, that the 4 of you were involved in this Bible study. And he told me the idea that had come out of it. I almost came out of my seat when he shared it with me. But I got to tell you, Libby, when recently you and Bonnie came to my office and you showed me the beautiful, now what's available right now, and we'll tell you later in the program how you can get this through Amazon, but it's soon to have its own website. Right now you can get it through Amazon.com. We'll tell you how to do that. But it's a wonderful little book, but it's soon to be in
a
hardcover,
hardback, yes.
in hardback edition, which is going to be, this is a beautiful book. This is going to be gorgeous. This is going to be what I would
Gift.
call coffee table.
Yes.
This will be a coffee table book. So
Yes.
can't wait.
We're ordering these this week, as a matter of fact. We actually almost self-published is what we did.
Yes.
To get it as far as we've gotten it.
Where did the title come from? A Team of Two.
We came up with that. We came up with that. And we've already begun to think of other books that we can do, like a team of 3 after children arrive in a family. And we also thought of a team of 2 for a single person, you and God.
A Team of 2 for singles. Yeah, I can
So-
see many.
We have visions.
Oh my goodness! Now, how about all of you came together on the Bible study with marriage as the intent of the study? Is that right, or did that emerge
No, that emerged.
from the study?
Our Bible study, we have studied many different books. We have prayed about things and looked at different books that meant something to either one of us. There were 6 at one time in the Bible study, and we all 6 participated in the writing of the book. But only the 3 of us have decided to go forward with it.
To go forward with this. Okay, so it's a democratic process.
It's a democratic process, definitely.
But you've added. I noticed you've mentioned
Definitely.
on the front of the book the other 2 that were willing to participate in
Yes.
some way and get a little
Yes.
credit for this
Yes.
process. Now, we should say, you whispered to me before we went on the air. You are from Bossier City. You're from right here in Bossier.
I've lived here 30 years. I'm
and-
not actually from Bossier,
Okay.
but I've lived here for 30 years.
And you actually were on the school board way back and are responsible for what we see happening here, the wonderful things that we see happening at Bossier Parish Community College.
I'm very proud of Bossier Parish Community College.
Because you voted at once upon a time to transfer the Bossier Parish Community College from the school board, the Bossier Parish School Board, which founded it,
Exactly.
to become a state.
To what you have
To
today.
what we have today. And so thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for that.
I'm honored. I love Bossier Parish Community College and what it does for our community.
You are an ecumenical group.
Yes.
You attend First United Methodist in
That's
Bossier.
correct.
Bonnie, St. Mark's Cathedral.
That's correct.
In Shreveport, and then Ann Harris goes to she was raised in the Catholic Church, and now is a member of Shreveport Community Church, Denny Durant's Shreveport Community Church. So, what an ecumenical background you ladies have. As you came up with the study and you decided, okay, we're going to do the ABCs here, did the words come naturally? Did they flow naturally, Libby, or did you have to tussle a little bit with the alphabet?
We tussled a little bit because there being 6 women, it's hard to agree completely right at first. But we prayed
You're
about
giving
it.
me an entry there that I'm not going to take. I'm not going to. I want to think that I'm smarter than that, so I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. You go with that.
We prayed a lot about it and wheedled down our words to the ones that we've used. But I think you will see once you've read the book that the words we chose are very apropos
They
to
really are.
marriage and staying together.
They really are. Beginning with A. Awesome. You quote the psalm, you faithfully answer our prayers with awesome deeds.
Yes.
So there you go. That's the use of the term. The word awesome means, awesome is one of those words that comes around every once in a while, that for a little while it catches on and maybe even gets overused. You know, you're awesome, and to the point of maybe we don't, you know, appreciate its meaning. But the word awesome means inspiring or characterized by awe, which is a feeling of reverence and wonder. Terrific, extraordinary. You know, when I read that, I thought, wow, these ladies have captured right off the spirituality which is a committed marriage, a committed relationship. With all due respect, we were talking about the churches that all three of you ladies attend. With all due respect to every church, I believe you can grow so much spiritually within a committed relationship, a marriage, maybe more so than you can any other place. And that's not taking anything away from any place of worship, any church, any denomination. But awesome means a feeling of reverence and wonder, which is what we're supposed to feel like in the presence of Spirit, right?
Correct. And that's also supposed to be a part of a marriage. You're supposed to feel a reverence, an awesomeness toward your spouse.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
And you know, the you picked the song, Our God is an Awesome God.
And He is.
He reigns from heaven above.
Yes, He does.
From A to Z, these ladies have it covered. We've started with awesome, but we're gonna cover our ABCs today, from communion to grace to forgiveness to wisdom, and all points in between. A team of two, the biblical ABCs of staying together. Libby Casaberry is co-author of this book with Bonnie Dubin and with Ann Harris, and she is our life strategist today here on Strategies for Living. We've got much more to learn and much more to come from Libby today on strategies. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
My relationship with music started when I was about 6 years old.
What happened was I just went to the piano and I started playing For Elise by memory.
They had a career day and a musician came to the class and he did a little demonstration, played saxophone, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do the rest of my life.
Wound up being a music educator, and it's been my life for the past, I can't even count how many years. In high school, I wanted to be a professional trumpet player, and it turned out music education was really where I needed to be. And for all these years, that's where all the time and the effort has taken place.
What I get out of music, it's like an expression of the soul, and I hate to sound sappy, but it is. It's like anything that you feel, you can convey it without words.
It takes me to a place where my words don't know how to get me, if that makes any sense. When I don't know how to put my emotions into words, there's almost always a song out there that can do it for me.
Some of the things I get out of teaching personally is actually seeing students get it. One of the subjects that I really love to teach is music theory. And many of our students come to us with a love of music and the hope of studying music and either performing professionally or being music educators. To get to that end, they need to study the music theory aspect of it. What do the notes mean? What's on the page?
Being a community college, you know, people look down on the college because of that, and I think they're wrong. So the quality doesn't suffer at all. I mean, it's unreal. They expect the same thing out of you at a community college as they do at a four-year institution.
And the concepts that you learn and, you know, techniques, and you can't find it at every school.
One of the main things that we try and do here at Bossier Parish Community College with our music students is to instill a good work ethic.
one of the scariest things that I've ever had to do, it was get up on the stage to do my student recitals like everybody else is required to as a major, but the instructors help you through it. I mean, they're great. You couldn't ask for a better program here.
When I leave Bossier Parish Community College, I'm gonna go get my bachelor's, and then I'm gonna go get my doctorate and hopefully teach at a college.
One of the aspects of our music program that we're always working on is recruiting quality and talented students.
And welcome back into Strategies for Living. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. Of course, you're watching Strategies for Living today, but you know, you can listen to Strategies for Living. We started on News Radio 710 Keel 20 plus years ago, Libby, wow. And we're still there. You can find us every Sunday morning between 9:05 to 10 on your way to church.
Okay.
Okay? So tune in, News Radio 710 Keel 9:05 to 10 every Sunday morning. You can also find us on healthylife.net on Thursdays. And you can find us, of course, at www.strategiesforliving.com, as well as the column in the Friday Lagniappe section of the Shreveport Times. Today, we are talking to Libby Casaberry, who, along with Bonnie Dubin and Ann Harris, have written a book that we can all get excited about it, The Biblical ABCs of Staying Together. Don't we need this? 50% of all marriages, they say, end in divorce. 65% of second marriages end in divorce. 72% of third marriages end in divorce. One of our life strategists earlier this year threw out a statistic that I had not heard before, Libby. You know, a lot of people get divorced and then they remarry. Do you know the divorce rate of those people? 80%.
Oh, wow.
80% of those marriages don't make it. And so, boy, we need your ABCs. We need your ABCs today. Maybe the F. Maybe we need the F more than we need a lot of these other things. Forgiveness. To grant pardon for or to cease to feel resentment against. And you quote Matthew. You quote the Gospel of Matthew where Peter is asking Jesus, well, okay, Lord, you tell me I have to forgive, but, you know, how many times? 7 times? And no, Peter, 70 times 7 times, meaning
Endless.
Infinity. Infinity. It's a gift, isn't it? It's a gift.
Forgiveness is one of the most difficult things human beings go through, I think, because we are human and we want to be right all the time.
Yes, yes.
And that's just not going to happen, you know.
I was a little remiss because we said we would tell people how they can get this book. So the easiest thing that I can tell people to do at this point, because you guys are just starting, but St. Paul's Gift Shop on Southfield.
Correct.
Which is open Monday through Saturday, and it's a wonderful.
Yes, it is.
It is a wonderful shop. If you haven't been there lately, you need to go into St. Paul's Gift Shop, and they are stocking a team of 2. So that would be, and there may even be some autographed copies over there because you guys were there signing books.
Yes, we were.
We can't promise that there'll be any over there, but maybe, maybe. Let's backtrack a little bit. Communion is the C. And, you know, that sounds a lot like another word to me that is so important, communication.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
That was one of the words that I think that I'm not certain if we didn't use that as an extra. It was.
Communication is one of those extra words. Well, those words remind me one of the other because when you are communicating, you are in communion one with another.
Correct.
Even if you disagree. And sometimes that's a hard concept for couples to wrap themselves around. That what we've got to really do is listen to each other. We don't always have to agree with each other. But you ladies describe communion as Holy Communion. The Last Supper of Jesus is commemorated with consecrated bread and wine. Communion is the opportunity to dine with Christ at His request and in His company. Joyful participation, and it is a sacrament.
Yes, it is.
I love that word, sacrament.
We in the Methodist Church have communion the first Sunday of each month, and it is a blessing that to receive the communion.
Yes.
Because
It's a sign. A sacrament is a sign. It's a sign that there is, it's another word that you include, G, for grace, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And grace is certainly favor and goodwill, clemency, to favor or honor, no matter who you are, where you are in your spiritual journey, no matter how mature you are in your faith, grace lets you come in closer.
You know, when we talked earlier about forgiveness, to me that is so important because God forgives us every day,
Yes.
every hour, every minute.
Yes.
And we as human beings need to learn to forgive each other
You know,
every day, every hour, every
yeah,
minute.
You know, oftentimes I talk to couples in my practice about the importance of forgiveness, and the metaphor that I use is taking a bath or a shower. That's what forgiveness is, if you really think about it. It's a cleansing. You wouldn't think about going more than a day at most, and some of us 2 and 3 times a day we'll jump in the shower or jump in the bath because we want to cleanse, we want to feel clean,
Fresh.
and you have to do that. What word? There's a lot of the alphabet, obviously, that we're not going to get to today, so we want people to go and get this book. But what letter jumps out at you, Libby? What is? This may be an unfair question. It's like asking you who's of all your children, who's your favorite, right?
I don't have a favorite
you
of
wrote
my
all of
children.
it,
I love
exactly.
both of my children.
Absolutely.
Well, the very first word was the one that I actually wrote, the awesome.
The awesome.
Because that just to me, and I have an unfair part of me because I am divorced. And I was married for 32 years and thought I had a really good marriage, but evidently I did not.
Sometimes we get
And-
sometimes new knowledge
Yes.
comes around, and we the good Lord has us relook at things.
But I believe in marriage. I believe wholeheartedly in marriage. I think it is a till death do us part thing. That's the way it was for me. And
But there's 2 of us.
Yes,
So
there
that's
are.
not always our choice.
no, it's not. And it definitely wasn't his choice. But I have grown through that and have learned how we as individuals can meet each other's needs, whether we're married or not, simply because we are God's children. And we can minister, and we can love, and we can forgive, and we can be awesome one another.
Absolutely.
And this book has been a test of faith, a test of love, a total commitment to what we believe is so important.
I came out and visited with you and Bonnie on Saturday. You were at St. Paul's, as I mentioned, signing books. My sense is, and you were selling books right and left, but my sense is that if you didn't sell another book, that this book would still be a blessing
Yes.
for all of you involved. And I know that you ladies want to share that blessing, and so I think that's what you're doing here.
And we're giving God the praise because, like I said, it took us 2 years to do this. A lot of arduous work and study and prayer.
And it shows.
Thank
and,
you.
And there are some surprises, folks, where time's not going to let us cover much more of the alphabet, but let me just say that the N word may surprise you in the book, new. And I'll let you figure out and read what new means in the context of this. And the S word may surprise you, suffer. Suffer is in this book. There's a lot in this book, a team of two, the biblical ABCs of staying together, from A to Z, and even a little extra.
Exactly.
Even a little extra at the end. Libby Castleberry, Elizabeth Castleberry, Bonnie Dubin, Ann Harris have co-authored this. You can find it at St. Paul's Gift Shop. That's on Southfield Road in Shreveport. And it is soon to have its own website, so
Yes.
we'll look for that. We'll look to have
It's a work in progress.
you ladies back when the hardcover edition comes out. We're looking forward to that.
Thank you.
In the meantime, I hope people will go and pick up a copy of A Team of Two.
I did give her a card, and on that card it has each of our phone numbers. You're welcome to call if you're interested in purchasing a book,
All right.
and we will hand deliver it.
Wonderful. You can't get better service than that. Folks, thank you for tuning in to Strategies for Living, and go get a copy of A Team of Two. In the meantime, also check out Strategies for Living online, www.strategiesforliving.com, and don't forget about us on Sunday mornings, 9:05 to 10 on News Radio 710 Keel and in the Shreveport Times, Friday's Lagniappe section. For Libby Castleberry, I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. See you next time right here on Strategies for Living.